Well then, I spared you a little time and I've got the things I wanted. And let's give him 2 fly now.
Maybe have another idea. Good idea.
This.
I could definitely make a great black cape out of these curtains. It's a good thing my grandmother forced me to learn the art of needle and thread when I was a child. Even though sharp scissors would be quite enough for this job. Wow!
Now then.
I'd forgotten what a talented tailor I am. I'm tempted to put the cape on myself and go on the hunt for crooks as a dark avenger.
Now then, fly.
This black cape is exactly what you're looking for, isn't it?
You have a cape for me? Can I put it on right now?
In fact, I insist on it. Now that's what I call an impressive performance!
Indeed, right. The cape is great.
You just have to promise me one thing.
Whatever you want.
I might borrow the cape for a few days for next year's science fiction convention. I'll be an impressive Batman.
Of course. Maybe I will even be invited.
That would be amazing.
Now then.
I guess those great teeth should make you the Dracula you've always been. The most impressive screen bloodsucker ever.
You actually found Dracula teeth for me?
Sort of,
May
yes.
I ask where you got them?
Better not. I literally had to rip someone's head off for them.
Whoa! Fine. Let's see then. The teeth are indeed impressive. The only question is how to fix the loose teeth in my mouth.
I suggest you just talk with your mouth closed and let your teeth peek out a little. This immediately gives you an even more mysterious aura.
You have really great ideas. You should work in movie too.
Better not. I probably couldn't handle my fame. I would eventually end up as a washed-up, almost forgotten child star in B-movie hell. No thanks. I think that would complete your Dracula costume, wouldn't it?
Indeed. And you saved my butt again.
Don't mention it. All I had to do was commit deliberate theft, bash someone's skull in, and destroy a valuable piece of work equipment. I was happy to do it.
And I don't really know how I could show my appreciation now.
Not necessary. Just win an Oscar with your role as Dracula and then mention me in your acceptance speech. That would make us even.
You have my word.
Great.
Welcome back.
As for...
Thank and once again.
Oh, I was... When with...
I hope.
So...
Fine, I still can.
I hope that this role... The cinema...
I come. Welcome back.
I would love to rent your gloomy wall for a romantic event.
Oh? What gloomy wall?
The decaying...
Oh. But and after you have help.
Really? And I'm sure...
These...
And on... Although... Apps...
I'm glad you... Unfortunately...
I'd best...
Back again? Is there anything else I can do for you?
I
I have
news.
great news! I have found the perfect place for your date with Bob.
Really? Have you?
A gloomy place with a crumbling wall, an old bony tree, and lots of fake skulls. And the most important ingredient, deepest night, illuminated by pale moonlight, and even at 12 noon.
Wow! That sounds fantastic indeed. I would not have thought such a place really exists. How did you find this great scenery?
A good friend. A great old school movie star whose name I won't reveal now. Okay. I'm talking about Vlad Popescu, of course. He still owed me a favor and agreed to make his creepy mansion available for your day with Bob.
Wow. You really know Vincent Price?
Not Vincent Price. The other VP. Vlad Popescu.
Oh.
So, I think it's time to put our money where our mouth is. Don't you think? I think you can't wait to meet Bob, can you?
I don't know where my head is. I am so excited. Have you had a chance to talk to Bob yet? Maybe he's not interested in dating me at all.
I really wouldn't worry about that. I already know the walkthrough of this game and know that there'll be a happy ending regarding you and Bob. But to be absolutely sure, I best talk to Bob right away. And after that, my job as Cupid's advocate is probably done. And you found your bad boy for life.
Thank you very much, my dear Scott. What would I do without you?
Hey, that's no problem at all. Happy to help. You really deserve all the luck in the world.
That's sweet of you to say.
So go ahead and get out your dancing shoes. Because before long, you'll be prancing with Bob in the pale moonlight towards a rosy future.
Sorry.
Back again? Is there anything else I can do for you?
Ready for the date of your dreams?
Have you had a chance to talk to Bob yet? Maybe he doesn't like me at all, and he has no interest in a date with me.
Don't worry. I know the walkthrough of this game, and it says there is a happy ending regarding...
Okay, Bob, right.
Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Bob's Drugstore, where customer satisfaction is written in capital letters.
I found the perfect place for your date with Mary.
Really? For a date with the cute gray mouse from the animal shelter?
With Mary, the one and only. A dreamlike, gloomy scenery in the deep night illuminated by the pale moonlight, guarded by some darn real-looking dummy skulls.
That does sound a bit weird. But then again, my life is a pretty weird roller coaster ride anyway.
True that.
So, I'm ready. When do you want to start?
I think there's no reason to waste any more time. Mary can hardly wait. And I, as the reigning date doctor, have to acknowledge that you are probably the bad boy of her dreams.
Great! Then let me quickly get my going out trench coat, and then I'll be on my way.
Do that. You can't miss the Popescu estate a few villages away. Well, and I am already getting ready for one of the most elaborate cutscenes in this game. Finally, I have nothing to do here, and can just enjoy a nice cinematic.
Go ahead.
Well then, I think now it's time for some romance, don't you? I have now really mastered my job as Cupid's advocate with flying colours. I'm so happy that Mary's finally found the bad boy of her dreams. And how lucky for us that Vlad's gloomy backdrop has one of Captain Pauly's surveillance cameras hanging on it. This allows us to play fly on the wall and witness Bob and Mary's date firsthand. Are you excited as I am? Action!
There you are.
And there you are. The woman of my dreams.
The husband of my dream. Wait. You are a smoker?
No. Just a man with a nervous tic.
So the cigarette is not lit?
The only thing that is lit here is my desire for you.
Thank God. You scared me for a second.
I can understand that.
A woman with a multi-cat household has no use for a man who is hooked on smokes, no matter how handsome he may be.
So, you're fond of animals?
My life is dedicated to our four-legged friends.
Because I only come in a package with a furry roommate.
I think that's lovely.
And its furry extended family.
I love kids.
With very special culinary requirements.
I have already pre-ordered 2 annual rations of golden delicious.
You really think of everything. Has anyone ever told you how superbly your eyes sparkle in the pale moonlight?
Tell me more.
And your red hair glows blazing like the flames of the setting sun.
What else?
The gloomy shadows of your shapely silhouette make my heart shiver pleasantly.
Oh, you are such a romantic.
And you are such a cute little tootsie. I can hardly believe my luck.
No doubt. You are the bad boy of my dreams.
And you are my honey bunny.
My little rat tooth.
My little kitty.
Hold my hand.
We should not.
We absolutely should.
Your mother will hate me.
My 2 fathers would disagree with that.
I am not worthy of your good soul after all.
But our souls complete each other wonderfully. I am the yin.
To my yang. I am the lid.
To my pot.
Oh, Mary.
Oh, Bob.
So that's how it started. The romantic saga of Bob and Mary. And a fat, furry rat named Steve. And once again, the saying proved true. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. A lonely soul found the bad boy of her dreams. A not-so-bad boy found the woman for life. And a hungry rat found golden delicious rat food for life. And they all lived happily ever after. With a good chance of appearing in the second installment of this great adventure game. Aww, I got all misty-eyed. Let's hope that Steve and Mary's 1,000 cats get along well. Finally, a happy ending. But now I have to make sure that there's a happy ending for Mr. Fumbleclaw. We'll talk a little more later, okay? I really have to get going. And save the world!
Well, maybe not save the world, but
There he
save the
is.
cat.
Scott Cupid.
Oh,
Honor to
how was
X apps. Mary and
animals and
there.
and duck
It's about
eggs?
Do you know?
3 and
What?
great.
Well, there we got our equipment back. Nice. Thanks.
Hey, Ricky.
Oh,
Because
is that? Yes. So, I had a major customer, but you
I found you super expensive.
really?
Really?
How did you?
I think it's better you don't know the details. Just be happy.
That's bad.
As I said, better you don't ask.
Fine. Then I guess I owe you a debt of gratitude.
Now that you bring it up, do you remember our conversation? A certificate proving that Mr. Fumbleclaw, you know, the missing cat, was miraculously on top of the winner's podium in absentia?
I vaguely remember something like that. Yes.
Can I get the certificate now, please?
And you guarantee me to keep quiet about this process.
Sure.
Otherwise, my integrity as the organizer of the competition will be worth nothing.
Promised. Of course.
Okay, after all, I don't want anyone to say I'm not a man of my word. Anyway, I want to have as little as possible to do with the details of this integrity killer. So I think it would be good if you bring me the winning photo. And then I will create the certificate for you.
I have a photo of Mr. Fumbleclaw here. Will that do?
What is this? It looks like an ancient Polaroid photo. And the thing the cat is sleeping on doesn't look like my winner's podium either. Sorry. But the photo is so bad that no one believes that I really shot it.
Too bad. Then why don't you just shoot the photo yourself, put some other cat on your podium, and then work some Photoshop magic?
Tomorrow, maybe. I'm just too shaken up today. The fact that the customer for the cat hair knit hats had bailed out on me is still pretty hard on me. I need to calm down here for a while first.
Wrapped in a cloud of tobacco.
That's the plan.
Fine. I guess I'll have to come up with something again. Once I have the high-quality photo, you will issue the certificate.
You have my...
All right. See you later.
See?
There's a podium in here.
While it's not nice to scam your way into first place on Ricky's Finest this way, I think the plush Mr. Fumbleclaw is a worthy stunt double for the original. Perfect. Unless you count each whisker individually, no one will notice that this is not the real Mr. Fumbleclaw. Actually, a good idea. But I better set up the camera first before I take the photo for the certificate. These prints in the floor. I bet this is where Ricky's super expensive camera equipment used to be. I better put them back in their place. Good. I'm pretty sure that the camera is positioned correctly.
Well then, go ahead.
Well then, smile. Ricky's camera is really a fine piece of engineering. This photo is first class. And unless you know better, no one realizes that this is not Mr. Fumbleclaw.
Oh. Sweet.
Yes, do you...
About the photo,
Yeah, do you have a...
I think
Well, hello there. That looks very...
yeah, your photo equipment ideally suited for great cap.
As a professional and organizer of a countrywide, if not worldwide, legendary beauty contest, I have to meet a certain standard. And that includes high-quality winning photos and certificates.
Speaking of which, we had a deal. I'll get your photo equipment back, and you put my cat on the winner's podium. Winner's certificate included.
Of course. And I am true to my word. Then I can finally bring this year's competition to a close, and no longer have to bother with this year's attempts to bribe the participants.
Great. How long will it take?
Not long, just wait a moment.
Perfect.
Wow! This looks great!
You're welcome. Even though your fraudulent intention regarding the certificate is not entirely clear to me, I hope it will serve its purpose.
It will. I'm quite sure of that. And rest assured, you did it for a really good cause.
Whatever. The main thing is that you keep your mouth shut. Otherwise, there goes my reputation as king of cat beauty pageants.
You have my word. Well, I'd better get going then too, and bring my deceitful intentions to their triumphant end.
Do that.
See you sometime.
Farewell. And do something with your hair. It looks really awful.
I know. So, let's... No, that's the wrong thing. Let's deliver the winner's certificate to Lady Longbottom. Honestly, I had to check a bit here. I can't really focus anymore. It's been a while.
I have been busy and have great news.
So? But apparently you have once again forgotten the not-ordered pizza.
Pizza? I'm not a pizza boy. I am the bearer of great news regarding Mr. Fumbleclaw.
You mean Lord Fumbleclaw?
Whatever you want to call him. He did it again.
Did it? Did what? Have you finally found him?
Indeed I have.
Oh? Where was he?
Well, the story is quite long. Do you have time?
Actually, no. You better finally tell me the great news.
All right. After a curious turn of incidents, which I don't want to go into now due to lack of time, Lord Fumbleclaw actually sits on the throne of the beauty contest, Ricky's Finest, again this year.
Really? Ha! The wretched Lady Buford will sink to the ground in shame. Her mangy cat once again had no chance against my champions. This is absolutely great.
Indeed it is.
I hope you also have the certificate which proves the great victory. I cannot and will not rely on the word of a pizza boy.
Of course. I also have the certificate.
Absolutely perfect.
So, Lord Fumbleclaw can retire now?
In fact, I no longer have any use for the cat. It has now claimed its 5th win in a row. And at this age, the fur begins to become shaggy. That's why I prefer to focus on the upcoming champion, Duke Bukehairtuft.
Duke Bukehairtuft?
Yes. He will make sure that Lady Buford will be humiliated in the coming year as well. A beautiful young cat, at the beginning of a promising career.
Poor kitty.
Oh.
Be that as it may. I will then visit the animal shelter and make sure that Lord Fumbleclaw is professionally mediated.
Do this. As a pizza boy and an employee of the animal shelter, you are well occupied. But as a member of the lower class, you probably need every cent of your earnings. Probably for drugs or other illegal stuff.
No.
Goodbye. And next time, don't forget the pizza.
I'm not a pizza boy.
Hey Mary, back to work already? Don't you want to take the week off to get to know your bad boy a little better? I'll be happy to fill in for you here for a week.
Oh, hi, Scott. Thank you very much for this offer. And thanks a million for introducing me to Bob. I will never forget this.
I am totally happy for you too. For the three of you, I mean.
But you know, getting to know my Bob better, I still have the rest of my life to do that. Whereas for the residents of this shelter, every second counts. And I could not forgive myself if, because of my rose-colored glasses, even one of the residents had to spend a day longer behind bars than absolutely necessary. And Bob also wanted to get right back to work.
Albeit for
makes
far
sense.
less noble motives, I suspect.
That may be so. But I think it's wonderful to have a man who earns his own money and does not just live off my pocket. I can't possibly feed 8 cats and a man. Unfortunately, I have to set priorities.
Well, be that as it may, my offer stands. If you want to take the week off, I'm happy to jump in for you.
Thanks. Sweet of you. I may come back to the offer.
Even though that means Jack will probably have to take over feeding Chucky this week.
Chucky and you. You're not going to be best friends, are you?
I don't think that's up for me to decide. And I basically realised that it's just a silly cat who probably doesn't mean it personally. But I fear the hurdles for reconciliation in the future are high. So let Jack take care of it. I still have my Jimmy. The best cat in the world.
You two are indeed pretty cute together. I think Jimmy really likes you.
He simply has a sense for a good soul in people. And as soon as I finally have a larger apartment, my own personal interspecies romance begins.
You two deserve all the happiness in the world. You and Jimmy. The both of you. And as long as you continue to promise to visit Jimmy here every day, I promise not to send Jimmy elsewhere. Hoping that he will not have to stay here too much longer and that you will get a new apartment soon.
That goes without saying.
And with any luck, you can have my cheap 3-room apartment in the near future if you're interested.
Really? That would be great. But why do you want to move out?
Well, Bob, Steve, Steve's extended family, my 8 cats, and yours truly, there just isn't enough room.
I see. I would love to take your apartment. And knowing that it's already been tested with 8 cats makes me look forward to my own future.
Indeed, right? As soon as the apartment becomes available, I'll let you know. I promise. Is there anything else on your mind?
That was all. Bye.
See you soon.
Right, Dr. Stringer.
Hi, Scott. Do you have any news regarding this contest Frodo has to win?
Sure.
Ready for some terrific news?
Terrific news? Can I assume that's what I think it's about?
Well, as an official employee of the City Animal Shelter, after a thorough review of the facts, I have the honour to inform you that Frodo the Cat, also known as Mr. Fumbleclaw, will be released into your care, so that both said cat and its owner may have a happy future. Furthermore, in my official capacity, I must inform you that the animal shelter staff must be allowed access to the cat at all times, with a minimum 30-minute right to extensive cuddling and petting.
So you actually made it?
I did.
Yes.
I really get to keep Frodo?
You may. And I wouldn't know a better home for the white kitty.
And Lady Longbottom was really okay with that?
The lady who's not particularly fond of animals has in fact quite officially sent Frodo off to the animal shelter and entrusted me with the placement of the cat. So everything is legal.
I don't even know what to say. You made a man, his dog, and cat very happy today.
Nonsense. You're making me blush. I was happy to do that. Even if it was not an easy task, to admit. I had a lot of moon logic puzzles to solve. But in the end, not least thanks to my years of experience as a player of point-and-click adventure games, I was able to overcome these hurdles.
Point-and-click adventures? I think I once watched my nephew play one. Don't you think our story here would make a great story for an adventure game?
Sure.
Funny you should mention that. In fact, the thought has crossed my mind before. Unfortunately, I don't know how to code at all.
Aren't you a computer science major?
Long-term computer science student. There's a reason for the long term. But I know a sympathetic head in a jar who can. I'm sure he'll be happy to help me once he gets his body back. The game is guaranteed to be a total hit.
It most certainly will. Wouldn't you like to get to know Frodo?
You mean
Of course.
face to face?
Of course.
Sure. Absolutely. Do I have permission to enter your house?
Today and whenever you want. After all, I have received from the animal shelter the official requirement to grant you unhindered access to the cat at any time.
You have, indeed.
And besides,
No.
I'll catch up with you in a minute.
Great! Finally, I get to know Frodo, the star of a future point-and-click adventure game. Scott Whiskers in The Search for Frodo. That sounds great. So I'll see you at your house in a bit.
Yep. I'll brush Buddy once or twice more, and then I'll catch up. Oh, Buddy, he will be overjoyed that his new buddy doesn't have to move out again.
No.
No. My need for plastic
Can't take
bones
that?
is met.
Oh. Too bad.
Are you as excited as I am? Finally, we get to meet Frodo. After all the hardships, after all the almost unsolvable tasks, after all the strange characters we've met and survived. Finally. But despite this joy, I'm also a little sad. It also means that our adventure together is now slowly coming to an end. But honestly, I don't regret a second. I've rescued a cat, I've brought lovers together, I got to meet a great movie star, and I got to taste the world's best sensational vegan cheese pizza. What more could I ask for? You really can't expect much more from a point-and-click adventure game, can you? Okay, be that as it may, enough yakking. It's time to meet the legend on four paws in person. I actually just wanted to express that I enjoyed the time with your company very much. And I hope very much that we'll meet again one day. How are you? You white fluff ball? Do you have any idea what kind of adventures you've gotten me into? No, of course not. You made a nice little life for yourself here while I had to master almost unsolvable tasks. But don't get me wrong, finding you here safe and well-fed was really worth every effort. The whole thing could have ended far worse. The time in the box with the flea combs must have been hell. Your species' penchant for cardboard boxes almost did you a disservice. It's a good thing you ended up with Dr. Stringer. Nothing better could have happened to you. But I imagine you still living with Lady Longbottom, gives me creeps. I think you really have it good here. And I hear you've already found a new four-legged friend. But please, promise me you'll keep an eye on him. And at a distance from your litter box. I think Buddy has a little cat litter problem. Crazy Buddy. So, and I can promise you that we'll see each other even more often. Most certainly. Your great fur just screams for me to bury my hands in it. And speaking of which, would you mind if we cuddle a bit now? I couldn't imagine a nicer ending to a point-and-click adventure than to pet a cat at the very end. That's how every game should end. Do you think? I'm glad we can agree on this. So, come here, you white froggy kitty.
Oh, so cute.
Aww.
No.
Happy ending. How nice. But did you doubt it for a second? I don't. And yet, I certainly couldn't have done it without you. And probably would have already been eaten by Lord Longbottom's thirsty chihuahua. With your analytical skills in solving difficult tasks, and my good looks, the story could only end well. The story of a young man who went out to find a cat, defied every adversity along the way, to finally embrace the sought-after kitty safe and sound. A young man who made a few new friends on his journey, evil monsters defied, and even survived an encounter with Susie Longbottom. A young man with a bright future as a pizza boy. Lovers were brought together. An almost forgotten movie star brought back to life. A hamster rescued. Marveled at a talking head in a jar. And performed other heroic deeds. Seriously. This was a victory all along the line. Drat, Frodo's fur is wonderfully soft. Where was I? Ah, yes. I thank you very much that I had the opportunity to meet you. And it would be great if you tell your friends about me. And who knows? Maybe we'll see each other again soon. So don't go too far away. Unless you need to pet your cat, dog or hamster right now. With this in mind, take care. And as I say goodbye with Spock's words, live long and prosper.
Oh. Well, that was Scott Whiskers and The Search for Mr. Fumbleclaw. An old school style point-and-click adventure I supported on Kickstarter a while ago. It's finally been released a few weeks ago, and I just so wanted to play it. And I did, apparently. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing it. And I'd love to see another game in that series. I mean, it's got Star Trek, it's got cats, pop culture jokes, insiders, Easter eggs. It's funny. Well then. Let's watch the credits. Actually, I did not know there's already a second game in the making. But I'm looking forward to that. Thanks so much for watching. Live long and prosper.